What's up, dudes? Welcome back. Today we're talking about Street Fighter 6 and if it's bad or not, man. I don't think there's ever been a fighting game, at least that I remember, that was this divisive, right? Street Fighter 5, we all kind of agreed, like, at the beginning, this ain't really it, and towards the end of the life cycle, it was like, oh, that's a lot better. Mortal Kombat 11, we were all collectively like, eh. Mortal Kombat 1, we're kind of all collectively like, it needs to be sped up. But Street Fighter 6, I have seen just as many people call this game the best Street Fighter as I have seen people call this game the worst Street Fighter. It's a weird conundrum going on right now, and I want to try to break it down and explain it from the point of view of someone coming in who's had very little experience with Street Fighter in the past, with this being my first competitive Street Fighter. So I want to do my best to see if I can help merge those two opinions together and come to a consensus on, at least on my channel and in this video, on whether Street Fighter 6 is a bad game or not. Spoilers, it's not a bad game. So let's start with the negative, so the rest of the video can just be positive, right? So why are people saying this is the worst game? Why are people saying this is a bad fighting game? Why are people saying this is the worst Street Fighter? I think it has a lot to do with the mechanics built into the game. I don't think it really has anything to do with the characters themselves. Yeah, some characters like Ken and Guile, and some cheap characters, some gimmick characters like Blanca and Honda, can be really annoying just with the base moveset, their buttons, their specials, stuff like that. But then you add in Drive Rush and Drive Impact and Drive Reversal and everything to do with the drive meter, and all of that's amplified by 10. You think Jury has good buttons and good specials, good pressure, base, same with Ken. Well, all of that shit can be plus and mixed with strike throw gameplay with the drive meter, and you think you finally found the gap. Well, there's Drive Impact. So I think it really comes down to that. So Drive Rush, the main complaint I've seen around Twitter and the FGC is that Drive Rush is completely unreactable. While that is not true, it is very hard to react to, especially like Jury's is extremely hard, and so is DJ's. Very hard to react to Drive Rush, and that just basically entails you use half a bar or a bar of your job meter, and you get to do a normal. It doesn't matter what normal, you can use any button that you have, crouching medium, standing heavies, you can do whatever. And a lot of the moves that you can do on a Drive Rush, not a lot, but every character has at least one, sometimes two, that end up extremely plus on blocks. So it becomes like a frame trap if they try to press buttons. If you press the button that's plus on the Drive Rush, and then you lab out to see which button that you can press after that, you can turn it into a frame trap. So for example, and not by choice of picking top tier, I play Ken in Street Fighter 6. I know, he's the best character, I just love Ken, every Street Fighter I played him. So example, if you Drive Rush with Ken and do a standing heavy punch, he can jail into his standing medium punch. If that standing medium punch hits, he can just go standing medium punch and target combo it into the heavy punch. And even then, you're doing a lot of what you want to do. If you want corner carry, you got it. If you just want to get the no meter damage on a counter punish, you got it. There's a lot of things that happen here. And that's not even the main complaint for Drive Rush. It's just the fact that it's unreactable, but there's a lot of things that you can do with it. Now, the other thing is Drive Impact, right? I have my own problems with Drive Impact. Drive Impact feels really cheap at some points, but there's a way around it. How do you get around Drive Impact? Well, you Drive Impact. That's just, it's easier said than done in a lot of situations, because even then Drive Impact is kind of hard to react to. I don't know what the exact startup on it is, but it feels decently hard to react to in some situations, but in other situations, like if it's just thrown out in the neutral, it's pretty easy to react to. And you can definitely condition people into trying to use it, and you can punish them for that. So Drive Impact is a problem, but it's not a problem. It's really a knowledge check move, I would say, and it's definitely a noob killer, right? It's definitely a new player destroyer. There's a lot of stuff in this game that from a surface level can seem really cheap until you find a way around it. Definitely, like Jury's Drive Rush, super quick. It feels like it's faster than every other character in the game. Same with DJ. DJ as a character is just, he's literally when can I press a button the character, right? Same with Jamie, I feel, personally at least. That was on my tier list. But the mechanics really do amplify that, and I feel like that's been a big turnoff for a lot of players. But Drive Rush, there's an answer to it. There is no hollow mix-up when it comes to a Drive Rush. You can react to them pressing parry at the very start, and then you just parry, there goes the hollow mix-up, and if you do it at the right time, which at the rank I'm at right now with Ken grinding up, all the way from silver through gold into platinum, I'm at platinum 4, almost platinum 5. A lot of people just at my rank now are starting to perfect parry Drive Rushes. So even if you don't get the perfect parry, you can at least take the hollow mix-up away from it just by parrying. Drive Impact, as I said, there's also an answer to that. You can use your level 1 or your level 3 invulnerable supers, or you can literally just Drive Impact back. Like, it's that easy. If you can just train yourself, like go into like player matches instead of ranked matches and just wait for every Drive Impact, like try to condition people into Drive Impacting, so when they try to Drive Impact you back, you Drive Impact them. Just try to react to it, build your reactions to it, because you react to that and you're getting a full combo counter punish. Like, you're getting big damage off of that. It's super easier said than done as well, because I still struggle with that. It's really easy in this game where combos are so easy to confirm into special moves just to want to go from like your normal into your special, and that has been getting me blown up a lot because people get used to that and they're like, well, he's going to be stuck in animation, I'm just going to Drive Impact, and that works. And I feel like that's where a lot of people are at right now, or at least some people are at right now. They're sticking themselves in animations over and over and over again and just getting Drive Impacted, and it's like, well shit, this is cheap. It's an armored double hit of armor fucking special move that leads to full combo. Like, this is bullshit. But there's ways around it, there's ways to bait it, and there's ways to big hard punish people for doing it. There's some top players that aren't even using Drive Impact right now because it's so unsafe. Now, when you get burnt out, that's another story. I do think the one thing that I would agree with when it comes to this game is I feel like you are too punished for being in burnout, and burnout is really easy to get put into with certain characters like Ryu. I would say he's really easy just by trying to pressure people to get in the burnout, compared to someone like Ken, where I'm almost never burnt out. When I got my pressure going, I'm doing a shit ton of pressure using no drive meter, and a lot of it, you let one move hit, like there's a gap, but you let that move hit, you don't punish the gap, and you're in real block string pressure, and I'm using no drive meter compared to someone like Ryu who's like having to use all this drive meter. So I do feel like some characters are way too easy to get burnt out with, I will say that. But Drive Impact really only becomes a big problem when you're in burnout, but even then there's a counter to it. It's super hard to react to, it's something you have to train at, but there is a counter. There's always a counter in this game, except for Hondo, right? So I've seen a lot of videos go around on Twitter where like people are getting like crouching medium punch into like Drive Impact when they're burnt out, and it's like, if you're against the wall, if like you're in the corner, that's a wall splat full combo stun punish, right? Well, grab also counters Drive Impact. Like, no matter burnout, not burnout, they have to be so far away from you and just randomly throwing out the Drive Impact, which a lot of people aren't doing, for you not to be able to grab them. Command throw works better. EX and YEEF SBD works even better. Like, you're grabbing people at like max range, and you know, counter punishing them for it. But grabs can get you out of situations like that as well. Super hard to react to, something that definitely has to be trained, but there's a counter to it. And I think that's the point of this video. There's a lot of mechanics in this game that make people want to say it's bad, or it's cheap, or they catered too much to casuals and made Street Fighter bad. I will counter with, this is probably, besides 3S, one of the most fun Street Fighter games out there, because you're always making a decision. You're making a decision, a major match-changing, round-changing decision every like 3 or 4 seconds. It's crazy the amount of decisions you make in this game. Do I want to corner carry? Do I want to get full damage? Do I want to go into a setup? How do I want to end this hard knockdown? Do I want to end in a soft knockdown so I can go for a throw loop, maybe some strike throw? Do I want to jump on wake up? Do I want to double jump on wake up? Am I going to wait on the DP? Do I want to maybe bait the DP and go for a Drive Impact for that just so I can stay safe? Are they going to super on wake up? Like, there's so many decisions that you're having to make from a second to second basis in Street Fighter 6. The characters can do more than they ever have been able to. Watching some of the combos, like Punk just put out a video that I actually have pulled up right now and I need to watch, that I watched like the first clip of earlier, and Jury is like doing a Marvel versus Capcom fucking combo, Every character in this game is nutty and they can do crazy things, but the thing that makes it a good fighting game is everything in this game, besides Honda, has a counter to it. You can counter everything. And I joke around with Honda, but you can counter Honda too. So long as you're not Marissa, you can just crouching heavy punch his butt slam, and you can bait out the headbutt. And if he does the heavy headbutt, you have more time to drive impact. If he does the light headbutt, then he can drive impact you back. You have to be fast about it, but everything is countered there by parry. That's what makes it a good fighting game. Everything has a counter. We're not playing Dead Shot and Injustice 2 Dead Shot on release. We're not playing Mortal Kombat 11 Cetrion. Like, we're not playing that. Everything in this game has a counter to it. Every character. Everybody puts Ken at top 1 because of his block pressure and, you know, his pressure in general, his plus frames. You can EXDP out of 95% of what Ken does. It's so frustrating for the Ken player. They're doing Genrai kicks over and over and over again on you, and they're about the same speed. That's the medium. Parry, perfect parry. All you gotta do is press parry and you get the perfect parry almost every time on the low Genrai kick when they go to do it. That second Genrai kick, if you just block it, not unsafe, I don't believe. You can't get a counter punish, but their turn is over. You can press even like a standing heavy kick, and it's your turn. Like, everything that he does has a counter. Everything that everyone does has a counter, and that's what makes this a good fighting game. Is it frustrating? Hell yeah, because every character has some crazy ass shit. You never have a moment of relief in this game. You are going from match to match to match, just with like the different characters popping up on like the loading menu, and it's like, fuck, another Jury. Fuck, another Blanca. Fuck, another Dawson. Fuck, another Zangief, right? Like, every character can be super stressful to play against. And I think that's some of the big blowback too, because you never have a moment of release. You're always making decisions. It's a tiring fighting game, but damn is it a good one. I would probably put this not above Third Strike, but like right behind it. I truly do think this is, I mean, in my opinion, doesn't really count for much because I haven't been playing Street Fighter since the 90s. I wasn't even alive. Actually, I might have been like 1 when Third Strike came out. So, you know, my opinion don't count for much. I didn't really start playing fighting games until 4. But in my opinion, from all the Street Fighters I played, and I played them all, I think Street Fighter 6 is right behind Third Strike. It's just fun, man. It's really fun. It's a damn good fighting game, in my opinion. Everything has a counter. Every character is fun. And holy shit, I can't wait for Akuma. You know, and I can't wait to see what they do with Rashid. But yeah, man, that's my opinions on this. I don't think Street Fighter 6 is even in the slightest a bad game. It's a very frustrating game. But everything has a counter. And dudes, you just gotta hit the lab. That's all you gotta do. Figure it out. It's really, I know people don't like to hear that. They get tilted hearing that, but you really just need to hit the lab. The training mode in this one is incredible. It has drive impact training. It has anti-air training. It has combo training. You can set the AI to do counters on any move that you can think that you want them to counter with. They can do it on block. They can do it on hit. Like, if they get hit, they can do it on wake up. Like, there's so many options to be able to lab out the exact situation that happened to you and figure out what to do against it that it's not funny. So definitely take advantage of that. Watch the replays. This has an amazing replay system where you can watch the top level players play your character and see how they move, how they play neutral, how they play footsies, what are their combos, how do they end for setups, right? Like, what are they doing against this specific character? You can actually select what character you want to see them fight as well, and you can learn that matchup by watching if you're that kind of person. So take advantage of all the accessibility items that they have added into this game for newer, intermediate, or even advanced fighting game players and get better. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's my opinion, dudes. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. Check out the gameplay video coming out tomorrow for Mortal Kombat 1. And yeah, I'll see you dudes next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.